That's $100 a month.
NHL Nightly with your host, the Sportsman, a.k.a. Pierre Lebowski, a.k.a. Jeremiah Maxwell. And with him, as always, maybe Pearlo, Wisdom, and Rico in Barrie.
Hey, everybody. ESPN Plus is $9.99 a month, Pearlo.
Yeah.
$9.99. Okay? That's all it is, $10. That's
$10 a month? That's it?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, I'll just get that.
Yes. Yes.
Oh, if it's only $10 a month, that's
nothing. You can afford it. Yeah.
Good enough.
Yeah. Just get the ESPN Plus. There'll be games you won't be able to watch because they'll be on TNT or whatever. But
but you get most of them. You get
80% of the games. Yeah. You'll be good.
That's good. If it's only $10 a month, I'll just get that.
Yeah. Just get that. Or you can do like the Disney package, get Disney Plus, ESPN Plus, and Hulu for like $13 a month. So something like
easy.
that.
Oh, okay, that's nothing. I thought it was $100 a month or something. Okay, $10 a month. That's
dude,
nothing.
I wouldn't have it. I wouldn't have it if it was that expensive.
Gravy. I'll take that all day. That's good.
Yep. Okay.
All right.
Now that we know Pearlo's getting used to living in the U.S. If those of you just joining us, he's trying to figure it out. It's all good. We're going to get him there. He's going to figure out that he'll be able to watch his hockey for much cheaper than in Canada for certain.
That's way cheaper.
Yeah. So, and ESPN Plus has a lot of different stuff. So you'll be able to watch like the Manning cast, Monday Night Football, stuff like that. So, the big breaking news today, I want to just kick it right off. The Blackhawks just out of the blue fire Luke Richardson. I was going to ask your opinion, Rico, because I'm sure you were listening live when that happened. Because I heard it live on Kipper and Bourne.
It was it dropped when I was watching it as well too. And I mean, partially, Kyle Davidson, this is his bullet to fire, right? So he's firing a shot because this team he's assembled this year is no way what they're supposed to be. I mean, Bertuzzi, Hall's hurt. He's a shell of himself.
He's done.
And I mean, Tyler Bertuzzi's not putting the puck in net, just flying around out there. Just the team is not good, and Bedard's got nobody to play with. He's breaking his stick on the bench when he's coming off the bench. You could tell he's just pissed right off. I mean, he's got nobody. At least when Crosby came into the league, he had Malkin. I mean, Ovechkin had somebody to play with, Backstrom too, and Bedard's got nobody. So it's tough.
Well, I mean, Crosby had Malkin before he ever played a shift and Fleury before he ever played a shift in the NHL.
Yeah, and I mean, McDavid had Draisaitl, I mean, Eichel, you could say he was kind of on an island a little bit when he came in.
Definitely was. But he definitely was. Eichel and Bedard's situation are very similar in a lot of ways, I think, now. The shape of those teams, I agree with you there. But yes, you need more than one good player on a team to do something good. I agree with you 100%.
Yeah. So
You got Pearlo back. I'll get you back in here, Pearlo. All right, there we go. Gotcha. You just timed out.
I guess the European coach. I guess the AHL guy from Rockford's going to kind of take over.
Yeah, he's from Sweden. Sorensen, I think, is his name. So anyway, I have that right here. I'll pull that up for everybody. I'll get Frank Saravelli had all the details. So yeah, I believe he's only the third non-North American coach to coach in the NHL. So Sorensen becomes the third born and trained NHL head coach, though he is the interim tag. Chicago believes Sorensen has a bright future. Emily Kaplan had some stuff too about him. That was Drake from Frank Saravelli. So, yep, Anders Sorensen from Rockford, their AHL team. So, I gotta say this just real quick. I was a huge fan of Luke Richardson. I hope he gets another chance real quick with a good team. I thought he was an outstanding player when he played. Just one of those guys that was going to do the right thing on the ice, and I thought he did an unbelievable job with the roster. And I agree with what you said, Rico. I think that Davidson's guys they brought in have not worked from Foligno down. Yes, I get it. Foligno, great leader, not a good hockey player anymore. Bertuzzi. I guess that last year with the Leafs was probably going to be one of his best years left in the NHL. He looks done. Hall is done. If Hall gets another NHL shot with the team, it will be as a third liner, fourth liner at a minimum, in my opinion. So I've watched enough Chicago this year to say, and look, last year they had Korchinski. This year he's not playing in the NHL. They draft Leshnikov. They could have drafted Demidov. They're going to now when they got Korchinski and Leshnikov in the back end and they're killing guys in the playoffs and stuff with their defense, we might be saying, okay, that was a good pick. But we know the defensemen are going to take longer to mature. So maybe, I don't know. And then, look, you said Davidson's last shot. I just want to ask your guys' opinion. Now, if he doesn't make this Hagel trade, they may not get Bedard because Hagel is a good player and they might be better in the standings. So I wonder, but you guys feel like that was they regret getting Hagel? Or
first I want to mention also that Jones has been injured as well, their best defenseman. He's been
fantastic. Yeah, he hasn't played much at all this year, Pearlo. That's
you got that too on top of it. So
and you got TJ Brody.
I think Richardson's kind of getting a bad rap here. He'll land on his feet, but yeah, I understand why they made that trade. I think it was for several reasons. There was, all that bad stuff that happened there, and I think they wanted a clean slate altogether. And then on top of it, they were tanking for sure, no doubt about it. They got a whole bunch of draft picks out of there. But man, this is looking like, I think what's the Richardson firing is the Wirtz is like the ownership and sponsors and stuff going, wow, how long? This looks like it's going to be way too long because we're going nowhere. We don't seem to be improving at all as a team. And so he figures he'll change the coach to try to come up with a new philosophy to get these guys. We'll see if they can do it. But that roster, like you said, looks absolutely horrible.
I think but you know what though, Pearlo, and I got to give them this: they have not rushed their young talent. They're not forcing guys who aren't ready to play in the NHL there, and I think it's going to benefit them. And honestly, they need to be bad this year. If I'm a Blackhawks fan, let me just say this, and then we'll move on because I feel like it's kind of a pointless thing. I wonder if Bedard is having a good year, does Luke Richardson get fired?
Probably not.
Yeah. It just feels the way. So got some new specs. Got some new specs for the show. Great for the eyes. Great for the eyes. Shouldn't be looking at screens as long as I do a day without some sort of protective lens. So check out some brands there. There's some good stuff out there. I forgot about Thursday Night Football, man. Totally forgot about it. That our numbers go down 20% to that crap.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah. Once NFL's on, yeah.
I gotta buy a set of those glasses too, because I sit looking at a computer screen all day at work now.
So Rico, these are the Oakley Next Level NXT LVL. And they are awesome. And then the other ones I wore were the Horus lens glasses. They're just called Horus. They're made in France. They're like $25. So I got from Amazon. So, but I would do some research. I love these Oakley ones. These specifically are for gamers because it has the little wire side. So if I wear a headset and stuff, it's not going to be a bothersome. But anyway, little review on doing that. So, hey, tomorrow too, we'll have the college hockey show, 2 p.m. Just a reminder for everybody. And then we'll be back tomorrow night. So this is a pretty good game, huh? 24-21. Okay. I just turning it on now. if you know we're not dedicated to hockey, I live in America and am completely oblivious that it was Thursday Night Football and not watching it. That's how little I care about the NFL now too. So yeah. So okay. I just wanted to ask you guys, Pearlo, we didn't really get a chance to talk to you yesterday because you were doing your move, but any fallout from the Four Nations? You didn't get to really say your piece.
Wilson didn't make it, right?
Yeah, you know what, man? As a Capitals fan, I wasn't sad to see Carlson or Wilson not be on the roster, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I think that's. I would take Wilson over Konechny all day, but that's just me. I hear a lot of people talking about Thompson. It's like you couldn't have Thompson on there. Where are you going to put him? He can't play bottom six. The guy can't play defense worth a damn. So. I've had a lot of people saying that Thompson should on the U.S. team.
Well,
I think he's the second leading U.S. scorer, basically, in terms of
stats. On the team. There's no doubt in my mind. I would have Tage Thompson on Team USA, but he could still be there. We'll see.
So, yeah. Sorry to cut you off, bro.
I don't know where you put him. Like. You got to have guys that can play on those bottom six, and you got Hughes, you got Matthews. I mean, maybe if he can play the wing. I've never seen him play the wing before, so.
I get what you're saying, Pearlo. I get what you're saying, and Team Canada ran into the same thing with like Mark Scheifele as well too, and then got me thinking because John Cooper wanted his guys. That's why you're seeing Hagel, Cirelli, especially on this team, because the more I thought about it, look who's on the U.S. team. Look who they got to defend. They got to put Cirelli and they got to put guys like Sam Bennett on this team as well. They got the Tkachuk brothers on that team. So you can't just be putting high-scoring run and gun, just flair guys that can't back each other up out there. You got to put a Sam Bennett. You got to put a Cirelli. You got to put a Konechny. You got to put a Hagel on this team. Because you got some toughness over there on that U.S. team that you're going to have to deal with. All right, I'm talking to myself. Maybe bounce out and back in there per no. Yeah, so no. I know Beard's probably going to want to talk about it, but Yanni Hakanpää had a little procedure today. No, I'm just kidding. Ovechkin was on the ice today, skating, doing laps at the Caps practice this morning. 17 days or something after he had surgery. Guy's on fire already. Ready to come back. Guy's beast. All right, score updates. Edmonton's on the power play right now, up 4-2 against Columbus. St. Louis, Calgary. St. Louis still playing well under new head coach. See, Tampa pasted the Sharks 8-1. 5-3 Carolina over Colorado was the final. Big win for Ottawa. That was a must-win tonight, 2-1. You see a lot of scoring on the night after the selections were made. So you got some snubs that are putting the puck in the net tonight. You got some rostered players for the Four Nations putting the puck in the net tonight as well. So maybe that just gave everybody a little bit of an extra boost. But one thing, I didn't know Montembeault was 28 years old. I thought he was just a kid. So maybe I thought they were grooming him for like Team Canada in the future. So kind of try bring him along into the Four Nations to maybe have a shot with the Olympics in Italy. But yeah, that kid's 28 years old. I thought he was in his early 20s. I thought he was just a young guy, but apparently not. All right. Pearlo. Can you hear me? Pearlo. Yo. Pearlo. Say Pearlo. Pearlo, you with me? Pearlo. Can't hear? Uh-oh. Ba-da-ba-ba. Live TV, folks. Pearlo's technical difficulties here. We're going to pause for station identification anyway. You're listening to and watching the Sports Beard YouTube channel presented by StreamYard and Fans First Network. We're here covering all the games this evening, night after the Four Nations rosters are revealed. Brandon Hagel gets a couple tonight for Tampa. Pretty excited kid to be playing on the Four Nations. Oilers just scored on the power play as well, so it is 5-2 for the Oil. And of course, Zach Hyman got the first goal of the night for the Oilers as well after being snubbed from Team Canada. So you could tell he's maybe going to try and get going here. He got number 4 and 5 tonight. Guy that scored 54 goals last year. He's lagging a little bit, but Evan Bouchard with a couple assists tonight. There's another snub off the Team Canada roster. And they put together a second Team Canada team that had guys like Duchesne and Hyman and Stamkos and Scheifele and Tanev and Dobson. And it actually was a pretty decent B team for Team Canada and got everybody pissed off here in Canada because Tavares wasn't even on the second all snub team. They didn't even have Tavares on the second team. It's like, wow.
So, can you hear me okay, Rico?
Yeah.
Hey, thank you, XD Osterboy. I appreciate you. Pearlo dropped again. CL, I'm so sorry, man. I was watching that game. That was a great game. It was back and forth, Florida Flyers. What a game. Yeah, I guess my microphone was giving us some problems, so I'm going to the Beats. I hope that I sound okay and it doesn't sound terrible to you guys in the chat. Let me know. So I think maybe we just go with the Beats for a while here until I can afford to get new microphones. I
think Philly had their third stringer in tonight too, right? It wasn't even Fedotov, was it? No, it was who's the goalie Philly had in net tonight? I think it starts with a K.
Okay, here we go. We got Pearlo back. There we go. Yeah, hopefully, Pearlo, when you get to your new location, your internet's stable.
Yeah, it was Kolosov. Kolosov was in that.
So, Pearlo, make a list of shit you need, like, that's going to help you do the morning show and all that, and then, like, just send it to me, and I'll see what about I can get.
I'll see how my Wi-Fi should be much better at the other place. This is a public Wi-Fi, so it's.
Yeah, you're fine. You're fine. We were not going to have a super long show tonight anyway. We didn't have a ton of news to break. The one game I wanted to talk to you about, I'm watching the Blues and the Flames, but that's at intermission. That's a 2-2 game. That's going to be a nice game to finish watching. I'm not really surprised Edmonton here. I think the Blue Jackets are starting to come down to earth, which sucks because I was hoping they'd keep winning a little bit, but Edmonton's back. I mean, they look good. They're getting contributions from their big guys. And so go ahead, Rico.
And sorry, I remembered, and I probably would have forgot about it. Like death, taxes, and Arvidsson injured out long term. Like this Arvidsson guy cannot stay healthy, man.
Nope.
Holy moly.
And I was reading an article today, and this happens a lot. I've heard this said with Arvidsson several times. Could be just a coincidence, but they said they thought he would be ready by now, but it appears it's going to take longer. Seems to happen with him a lot. Like I've heard other organizations, coaches, general managers. So I don't know why. Whatever he gets, it seems to take longer than they assumed it would. I don't know what the problem is.
And it's undisclosed. Like they're not even saying anything about it.
Well, hold on real quick before we go down this rabbit hole of Arvidsson, who's hurt all the time. Did you guys see Sad's question? It happened when I left. So, did you guys give your opinion on Team Canada while I was gone?
I haven't, but I like the toughness they've added with Cirelli and Bennett and Hagel and Konechny, because you look over at the Team US and they got the Kachucks and stuff. So you're not bringing the Scheifele's and stuff of the world. You need a little bit of grit in that bottom six for Team Canada. So if anybody's got a problem with Scheifele being out and you got Cirelli going in instead, that's the main reason right there. Cirelli and Bennett on the line to shut down Kachucks and whoever else, man, because you got to match up against Team USA's toughness.
If it comes to a two-way game, if it's more of a grindy games than we thought it would be, I think Canada's got a much better shot. I like their bottom six quite a bit for that. Actually, even then, you got Point too, one of the best two-way players in the league. So they got a strong two-way game there, and McDavid's almost elite two-way. So
yeah, I find Team Canada's got better top-end talent, but I think Team US is deeper.
A little bit.
That's what my kind of thoughts are.
Offensively, I think they are, but I don't think as a team. But I think what defense are probably better, right? If you go man to man, goaltending for sure. U.S. has Canada by a long shot.
We'll see. Yeah. We'll see for sure. So Montreal beats Nashville. They're brutal. But how about Laine getting another goal? That's awesome. He's hitting him from his spot. I think the Four Nations is going to do a lot of good for guys like him, where he hasn't gotten to play a lot, so it's going to help him. So I think Montreal, after this Four Nations, is going to have a surge.
Did you see your main man on the ice today?
Who?
Ovechkin.
Oh, yeah. Ovi skating with gear on. Yeah, 17 days after breaking. I still think it'll be the 4 weeks, which I think will be about Christmas. Yeah. But NHL doesn't really take a Christmas break. So I don't think they have the no trade or whatever. But, I think Ovechkin will be back by Christmas. And what worked out, too, is the Caps didn't have a real rigorous schedule. They kind of had their heavy schedule already. So they've had a lot of games spaced out. They play the Leafs tomorrow. You guys want to just jump into tomorrow's games? And
sure.
Yeah, let's get it going here.
Do they still give those bye weeks in the NHL?
I think each team individually gets them, but this year I don't think that will be happening because of the Four Nations.
Yeah, because I saw that San Jose played like 28 games going into tonight, and Tampa only played like 21 or something. So like, there's some teams that played a shit ton more than others.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Well, I don't think they're getting the break this year, but so let's just start it off. Caps and Maple Leafs and Maple Leafs Garden or Scotiabank. Rico, what do you think? Caps are plus 120 road dog.
Yeah, weird spot for the Caps here. They were at Tampa, at home against the Islanders, at New Jersey, home against the Sharks, now at the Leafs. Just a weird little scheduling spot for them, because then they go to Montreal the very next night as well too. So you're probably going to see Charlie Lindgren in this game for Washington against Stolars. Toronto's been playing good, man. I mean,
Thompson it's going to be the start against San Jose. Sorry.
Yeah, no worries. If you get a 6.5, I kind of like the under in this game. You're going to see Lindgren and Stolars both have pretty good numbers this year too. We're getting a 6.5 actually. 6.5. I don't mind the under in this spot. Washington's going to try and save their legs, play defensively, because they know that's the front end of a back-to-back. And then the Leafs have been playing well. Under. Yeah.
I'm seeing 6 on DraftKings, but I like the under here. Caps lost 2-1 to the Sharks.
Yeah. Both teams are playing well. Both teams are playing well defensively, getting good goaltending. I'm not going to take a side here just because it's Toronto and I hate doing it. So I'll just take the under in this spot.
Yeah, I like that. if it's your team, you don't like betting, I'm in the same boat. I actually like the Leafs here, but it's minus 142 for the Leafs, so I don't really see the advantage. Maybe Leafs 1.5, whatever the odds are there. Just because I do worry that the Caps goal scoring is going to dry up a little bit there without Ovi, the threat of Ovi. These guys have consistently got to show me that they can score. Yes, Mangiapane has done it in the league before. Verona has done it in the league, but Verana's not an every night guy for the Caps right now. So, and I don't know what's going on there. If they just like the fact that there are other guys that play better two ways. We're not seeing a lot from Hendrix Lapierre, but he's not giving anything up defensively either. So, yeah. Anyway, Pearlo, where are you at?
Sorry, real quick. There's going to be a goal prop that comes out of this game from me, and it's a kid that grew up about 10 minutes from downtown Toronto in Ajax, and he's been firing it up. So you'll get my goal prop out of this game tomorrow. So keep an eye out for your video tomorrow.
Guy or a Capitals?
Caps guy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds like. Oh, I won't say it. I'm not going to guess because you got to hear it tomorrow.
That's why you got to tune in tomorrow.
I'm going to take Washington here, guys. And that's just simply because it's uncanny how many teams win after losing to San Jose. They lost to San Jose, right? It's uncanny. Yeah. Teams lose to San Jose and they win the next game. I think it's a very high percentage.
They deserve to lose to San Jose because San Jose played a hell of a game. Yeah. They just played a great game.
Yeah, I know. I agree, but I'm just going to go on now. I'm not going to put a lot on it because Toronto's a really good team and they're flying right now. It's really tough. It's a tough one, but for the plus money, I'm going to give Washington. They're going to be upset that they. I think Washington can pull this out. So
I expect.
As far as the total is concerned, well, these are two high-scoring teams, but I get what you guys are saying too. Though it's they're playing Montreal the next night, but this is the one I think they want. I'm actually on the opposite with both of you guys. I would lean the over if it's a 6, and I like Washington. So it doesn't happen very often. We're not on the same page, but I'm a little different on that one. But I'm not putting a lot on it because Toronto's too good of a team to put go out to put a lot of money on that.
Yeah. Devils Kraken. Kraken had a nice win tonight against the Islanders. They're plus 195. I wouldn't touch this game, to be quite frank.
I like the Devils here. It'll be the third game in 4 nights for Seattle.
At minus 238, you like them?
Well, that's why you go at it. You go at it in regulation. You go with the puck line. You're going to get Grubauer in net. New Jersey hasn't played in like 4 days, I think.
Yeah,
so 4 or 5 days.
On a back-to-back. They're on a back-to-back. They played
third game in 4 nights too, and a back-to-back. This is a really tough spot for Seattle. Very, very tough spot. It'll be in regulation or puck line minus 1.5, and that's how you'll get paid.
Jersey won their last one too, right? 4 days ago.
Yeah, New Jersey destroyed the New York Rangers, I think.
New York Rangers. And what do they got tomorrow? What do they?
They don't play till Sunday. They got the Avalanche at home Sunday, so it is a bit of a look-ahead spot.
A little bit.
But Avs are coming off a loss too, so.
A little bit, but it's not like it's a rival or anything like that. It's from the different conference. So, I think you're right. Though
I would play each other in the Stanley Cup Finals.
Yeah, I would take New Jersey in regulation or -1. I can't. I know Seattle's been playing well, but I think that's just a really bad spot.
Grubauer's been dog shit this year too.
Yeah, he's not been good.
Maybe New Jersey team total over. We'll try
that. Penguins Rangers. This will be a good game, I think, because both teams aren't great.
Pittsburgh's been playing good. They won 4 in a row.
Yeah, but they
had no business winning that last game.
Yeah, they won it though. They gave up 3 goals in about 35 seconds. I wonder here if Shesterkin's in net. I just don't know how you take. But, dude, I mean, Pittsburgh, if they win this game, they're going to flip the script. They'll be like 2 points behind the Rangers. So, I don't know. It could be a very important game. I want to see the Rangers show up for a change, at least once this fucking season.
I think the Rangers show up here, especially it'll be their first game after the rosters were announced as well too. You're going to see maybe Kreider have a game, being named to the team. Rangers going to come out with an emotional divisional win, I think, here. I don't know what the odds are in this game, but if they're not great for the Rangers, I'd just take them right in regulation.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Wow. You're on the Rangers. Okay.
Yeah, I think I'd have to take the Rangers.
Well, after losing to New Jersey 5-1, there's no way that they pull a stinker here. Like, this has to tighten.
Really?
If they pull a stinker here, Laviolette's on the hot seat.
I have not liked them one game this year. Not one.
Yeah,
I have not. This is not the same team from last year. I can tell you that fucking much.
Well, you'll get a game from Lafreniere too, because some people thought he should be on the Canadian team, but
really,
not yet. Yeah, not yet.
No, sorry.
Is it total 6.5 or 6?
Before I put Lafreniere.
Is it?
You would have put who?
I would rather have Celebrini right now than Lafreniere. Sorry, Pearlo. What was your question about?
Is it a 6 or 6.5?
6.5. I would take the over.
I would take the over. Yeah. Rangers should win that game, but these teams have both been ass, and it's really
Pearlo. They give up so much offense.
I know.
Yeah.
It's true.
They are fucking god awful.
Shesterkin's got an over 3 goals against average. If you would have paid me a bet at the beginning of the year,
they might as well not even go in and play defense. That's how bad they've been.
Their defensemen are really overrated. Yeah, except
they
for
have not played well this year.
Who has Pittsburgh won in those 3 games against in those 3 games?
They beat some good teams, dude. They beat Boston, who's coming around. Obviously, that was one of the games I think Monty was still there. This is how crazy the damn year is.
They beat Florida, but I mean they shouldn't have. They got their ass kicked, but they happened to win it. And then
they were up for again in that game. I watched it early, and there was a disallowed goal for offsides. The offsides took 25 minutes to review. It was a fucking joke. And Ray Ferraro was sitting there going, "Yeah, at this point, it probably should just game on." You know what? I want to say change the offsides review. If you challenge it and you're wrong, it's a 5-minute major. You get fined $5,000 because it's a joke. Everson did it tonight in this game for the Blue Jackets. He challenged a goaltender interference. It wasn't even remotely close. I was like, "What are you doing?" And then, of course, Edmonton scores on the power play. They're up 3-1. I hope that happens to everybody for every challenge going forward, and it just goes the way of the dinosaur. Blue Jackets Canucks.
It's a terrible spot for the Jackets there. So
yeah, back to back. And I heard JT Miller skating with the team again. Plus, we didn't talk about this at the beginning of the show, but it does look like Thatcher Demko will be playing for them within the next 2 or 3 days. So that's good.
Usually Rico goes first there, but I'm sure you'll agree.
Just watch out for the spot.
You can go.
Watch out for the spot, though, because Vancouver's coming off a long Eastern road trip, and this is their first game back. So it's always that daunted first game. But Tocchet's coaching his team a little differently. They've done it before, and they've come back and won off the road. And with Columbus playing tonight, I don't mind maybe taking Columbus first period. I think they'll have the legs going 2 days in a row, and then you kind of slow down. The game goes on. Vancouver's got the long flight and losing the time zone going west after
a long
road trip.
How many days off?
2. They played Tuesday, so Wednesday, Thursday, Friday.
No, they got lots of time off.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That was a 6-game roadie though for them.
Yeah, I still like Vancouver. Big time.
I'd like Vancouver overall in the game, but I could see a sneaky Columbus kind of first period where they still full of piss and vinegar a little bit, and Vancouver's just trying to get their legs under them. But
dude, yeah, there's no way I'm taking the Jackets here. The Canucks have been good. Pearlo, go ahead, my friend.
That's great news about Demko, though. I'll be right back.
Yeah, I like Vancouver minus 1.5 here. Columbus has been on the road for a long time, and they played some really hard games.
No, I think they just started their roadie, didn't they?
No,
I thought they just started their roadie.
they played Calgary, then they play Edmonton, and I thought, if I could be wrong, but I thought they started out with Minnesota. I could be wrong because I can't look it up right now, so I'm just taking a guess on that. So
yeah, I don't know. I got you. I could look at their schedule, but I don't care enough. Let's just go on to the next game. Stars Golden Knights. That's going to be a hell of a game. That's a pick 'em. No favorite there. The over under is 6.
Stars at home
here. No, in Vegas.
In Vegas, I got to take. I this Vegas team is really impressing me right now.
They don't lose at home. Oh, let me get Rico back in. Sorry.
So that's my quick. The Hill is looking good right now, and they're looking good right now. Dallas to me is a little kind of clumsing around in the midseason here. They're going to be fine, I'm sure, but haven't impressed me as much. Vegas will be up for this game. I like Vegas in that one.
Rico, you like Vegas or Dallas?
I like Vegas too. You're going to see Aiden Hill being named to the Team Canada roster. He'll be fighting it with Binnington down the stretch here, leading to who's going to be the number one goalie. But Aiden Hill is a giant net. It's hard to get pucks by him, and Vegas plays so good at home. They play so good defensively at home. It's just hard to get anything by the Golden Knights when they're in their own building. It's just a tough place to play. So both of them are kind of on regular rest here. I love the Golden Knights in this spot.
Thank you, Andrew. That's very cool, man. Appreciate that. That's such a nice thing for you to say. We'll get Pearlo back in here. He did give his pick there. I did forget about how great Vegas is at home. And that game against Edmonton where they won 1-0, they just like dominated. By the way, touchdown Lions. So they will be back up 31-28, I'm guessing, pending extra point. Lots of time left in that game, though. We got Pearlo back. Oh, or we'll do it. I don't know. No, we don't. We don't have him. He's back.
Green Bay's about to tie it here. They're going to kick a field goal.
Well, there's a lot of time left. There's like 8 minutes left. They probably have enough time to go score a touchdown. All right, here we go. We got Pearlo. Okay. Last game of the night. Wild Ducks, and then we'll call it a night. No, Andrew, you're fine, man. We're a little bit later, so we know we've lost some people. We've gained a lot more. So I know it's late for people on the East Coast, but we appreciate it. But trying to get everybody in the world that we can during the hockey time. So Wild Ducks, there's no way I'm not touching Minnesota, taking Minnesota here. I'd also take a Kaprizov point or goal. Maybe guy's been on fire. The Ducks are playing some good hockey, though. They're not terrible. They're 10-11-3. They have a better record than Pittsburgh.
Yeah, and this is their last game, and then they're taking off to Montreal on an Eastern road swing after this too. So, who had Gustafsson in their Vezina Trophy rankings for the year? So I sure didn't.
None of us did.
Jesus, man, this guy's been unreal for Minnesota.
He was good last year too.
Yeah. I mean, Dostal's been playing good as well too. This might be a bit of an under game.
Well, Pearlo, what was the over for the Edmonton Blue Jackets game that you had?
6.5.
So you're already there at 7 because it's 5-2 Edmonton. So you just need a goal from the Blue Jackets, and hopefully they get one. Oh, that was a bad pass. But there's 18 minutes left in this game. By the way,
they could pull one away there. That'd be nice. Get them both, yeah.
I
like the Wild. I like the Wild all day in that game. But
yeah, Zegras is down for a while too. All of a sudden, Zegras got hurt.
That sucks. He was playing some good hockey. Blues and Flames are tied 2-2. That is in the third period. The only 2 live games that are on right now are the Blues and the Oilers and Blue Jackets. Do you guys have any alibis we talk about? Yesterday we did such a long show. I'm not sad to end it a little bit earlier tonight. I know everybody's getting internet problems and stuff. I had problems with my microphone, so call it a night. But you guys have anything else you want to talk about?
What was it? It was, you know, I'll just mention something here. There's like, I feel sorry for anybody that's looking for a defenseman this year at the deadline. There is nothing out there this year.
No, I think it's going to be a lot. I think there's going to be more than you think, Pearlo. And the reason why I say that, did you hear Keith Jones today on Kipper and Boren, Rico?
Mm-hmm.
So Kipper, I'm assuming you didn't hear him, Pearlo, even though you can listen to that show. You can listen to that show free on the internet. But that's how I listen to it because I don't live in Toronto, obviously. He said they will not be making the playoffs. They will be trading players at the deadline.
Philly?
Yeah. So I was like, right the fuck on. They know when they need to get out from these players. They've watched these other teams make mistakes. You know who did a really good job of that a few years ago? The Washington Capitals. And look at where they're at right now. They moved on from Kuznetsov. They moved on from Orlov. They moved on from some guys. They traded them, got picks. I'm telling you, you can never pull the trigger too early. If you don't think you have a Stanley Cup caliber team, then make some moves. I love it.
Yeah, that's one team that is going to probably like risk the line in there. They're going to get a boatload for him, man. I was just saying there's not much. There's no defenseman out there hardly at all. Like it's such a seller's market for defensemen. You got to trade Ristolainen. You'll probably get 2 firsts, and who knows for him.
Yeah, you'll see a Morgan Frost, probably a Scott Lawton, maybe a Farabee.
Yeah, I think Farabee's fallen out of favor there too. Yeah, quite a bit.
Yeah, Farabee's definitely going to get moved, I think. If someone can take his contract, he's got a big deal there. So, hey, we'll talk a little bit more about trades and stuff on Friday. I'm sure we're going to have some more news tomorrow. Good God, man. Detroit. They've never made, by the way, do you know the Detroit Red Wings have never made an in-season coaching change? Not once in their franchise's history. So I doubt Lalonde gets fired. This is the last year of his deal. I think they'll just let him finish out the deal. And who is the next coach there? Is it Sergei Fedorov? Is it Joel Quenneville? Would Joel Quenneville be the next coach in New York? Question for you there. That'd be interesting. Anyway, Andrew, thank you to all the people in the chat. They had an awesome bunch of people just saying nice things about you, which I really appreciate. So everybody have a great night. We'll see you tomorrow. Peace.
See you later, everybody.